For centuries we've been told a story about our origins. But what if I told you that story is incomplete, that it's been distorted, hidden, and manipulated to serve a narrative that's not ours? Today we're about to unearth the truth, an unfiltered look at prehistory, one that rewrites everything you thought you knew. This is not just a history lesson, this is a journey into our roots, a journey into Africa, the birthplace of humanity. And it's time to reveal the story that has been buried for too long. Close your eyes. I want you to imagine the dawn of humankind. Picture a vast, sun-baked landscape, arid, endless plains stretching beyond the horizon. The air is thick with heat, the earth cracked and ancient. Here, in this unforgiving wilderness, our ancestors, early humans, took their first steps. Over 70,000 years ago, in this very land, early humans, our direct ancestors, began a journey that would shape every story of humanity. And this journey started here, in Africa, the cradle of civilization. Now, I want you to do a simple exercise. When I say prehistoric humans, what image appears in your mind? Be honest. Is it a tall, muscular man with long hair, maybe dressed in animal skins? Or a mysterious woman, strong, wild hair, dark skin? Or do you see something else, an image etched into your subconscious since childhood? For many of us, myself included, the first image is of a pale, long-haired, bearded man wandering a bleak, icy landscape. Or worse, a dark, primitive savage, less evolved, less intelligent. Why? Because that's what we've been conditioned to believe, what history, media, and education have shown us. But let me ask you, are these images accurate? Or are they just powerful stereotypes rooted in bias, misinformation, and centuries of misrepresentation? Let's go back, way back, before the stories you've been told, before the images that have shaped your perceptions. The truth is, the origins of human beings are in Africa, our ancestral homeland. It's where the story of humanity begins, written in stone, fossils, and DNA. Scientists, archaeologists, paleontologists, those dedicated explorers of our collective past, have uncovered the oldest evidence of human life right here, in Africa. Everywhere they look, fossils tell the same story. The earliest ancestors of all humankind emerged from this continent, in regions like Ethiopia, Tanzania, Kenya, and Chad. Now imagine a vast archive, a timeline stretching back millions of years. The oldest fossils? Discovered in Chad, dating back around 7 million years. These are the earliest known ancestors of modern humans, primitive beings that looked more like apes than us. In Kenya, fossils from approximately 6 million years ago whisper stories of creatures walking the earth long before us. In Tanzania, fossils from about 4.4 million years ago, beings bridging the gap between ape and human. And in Ethiopia, the famous Australopithecus, an upright walking creature with a mix of ape-like and human features, dating around 3 million years ago. These fossils aren't just bones, they're the fingerprints of our ancestors. They tell us that the story of humanity is rooted in Africa, that our beginnings are African, and that the diversity of our species has been unfolding for millions of years right here. Here's a profound truth. Scientists believe there were at least 5, maybe 6, different branches of the human family tree, each evolving, thriving, or fading into obscurity. Think of it as a sprawling tree with branches reaching out in all directions. All these branches, some recognized by names like Australopithecus, Homo erectus, and Homo sapiens, were discovered in Africa. No other continent shows such an incredible diversity of ancient human fossils. Africa is the true cradle of all human evolution. Their features changed, flesh becoming lighter, eyes adapting over thousands of years. These adaptations weren't signs of inferiority or superiority. They were responses to new environments. So, when did we, modern humans, appear? The scientific consensus says around 200,000 years ago, with some estimates at 120,000 years. But the key point? Our roots are deep in Africa, long before the stories of first Europeans or first Asians. Despite our ancient roots, the images we see today often portray the first humans as white, European, somehow more advanced. Why? Because of the stories we've inherited, stories that distort the truth. Let's be honest, the way we've been shown human evolution is biased. Every depiction, whether in textbooks, documentaries, or cartoons, begins with a dark-skinned, primitive figure and ends with a tall, light-skinned, civilized human. It's a racial hierarchy disguised as science. This bias seeps into our subconscious, creating a hierarchy of intelligence and worth based solely on skin color. The darker the ancestor, the less advanced they're portrayed. The lighter, the more evolved. This isn't just a graphic or a story. It's a reflection of centuries of racist ideology, colonialism, and cultural bias that have shaped how we see ourselves and others. Here's the truth. All humans, every single one, are African in origin. This isn't just science, it's a fact. Every branch of our ancient family tree sprouted from the same roots in Africa. The misconception that humans started dark and evolved into lighter skin is just that, a misconception. The truth is, skin color, eye color, hair, these traits are governed by a single molecule, melanin. When humans first appeared, they were dark-skinned, perfectly suited to their environment. Think of melanin as nature's sunscreen. It shields us from the harmful rays of the sun. Our ancestors, living in the sun-drenched African landscape, developed dark skin as a natural protection, an adaptation, not a flaw. As humans migrated to less sunny regions, Europe, Asia, their skin gradually lightened. But this change was slow, an adaptation to new environments, not an indication of superiority. Let me clarify one thing. The idea that white humans are the original humans? Completely false. Scientific estimates show that light-skinned humans appeared only around 8,000 years ago. That's a blink in our history. Our ancestors, those with the most developed brains, explored, created, and thrived long before lighter skin appeared. The myth that white is the original human form is a story rooted in racial bias, not science. What truly defined our ancestors wasn't just survival, it was curiosity, their desire to understand, explore, and innovate. With their advanced brains, they discovered fire, built tools, created art, and laid the foundations for science. This unquenchable curiosity led them across continents, through ice ages, deserts, jungles, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. It's what makes us human, a relentless quest for knowledge. About 90,000 years ago, our ancestors left Africa, their homeland, crossing land bridges and exploring new worlds. They ventured into Asia, Europe, and eventually the Americas. Their features changed, flesh becoming lighter, eyes adapting, over thousands of years. These adaptations weren't signs of inferiority or superiority, they were responses to the environments they encountered. Today, the story of human origins is incomplete without Africa. Our history is rich, our roots deep. It's time to rewrite the narrative, one that honors the truth, celebrates our ancestors, and recognizes that we are all Africans at our core. Because understanding our true history isn't just about facts. It's about reclaiming our identity. It's about knowing who we are, children of Africa, the original explorers, the creators of civilization. Our story is one of brilliance, resilience, and limitless potential. Now, let's talk about the earliest signs of human intelligence: art, symbols, and even math. The oldest known artistic expression? Found in Africa. In the Congo, the Ishango bone, discovered in 1960, is believed to be the earliest evidence of mathematical thought. Estimated to be over 20,000 years old, its carved notches are thought to represent a form of prehistorical counting, or calculation, an ancient calculator. This artifact is not just a bone. It's a testament to the ingenuity of African ancestors, proof that they were thinking, calculating, creating symbols long before any other civilization. And artistically? Rock paintings and carvings in Africa, across South Africa, Namibia, and other regions, depict humans, animals, and abstract symbols. These aren't primitive doodles. They're complex expressions of thought, spirituality, and community. Again, the first drawings, the first expressions of creativity, emerged in Africa. The roots of human art are African roots. Now I want you to consider something. Every time we see depictions of prehistoric humans, every time, what do we see? Pale-skinned, straight-haired, European-looking figures. Why? Because that's the narrative that's been pushed for centuries, an image rooted in racial bias and colonialism. Search for prehistoric tool-making or early human art. What do you see? White figures. It's like the narrative is trying to erase the truth that the first humans, the creators of civilization, were black Africans. And let me challenge you. Try to find images or representations of African prehistoric humans creating tools, drawing, or mastering fire. You won't find many, because the dominant story has been shaped to fit a Eurocentric view, one that has long tried to diminish the greatness of African ancestors. And here's a powerful fact. The oldest known drawings, images on cave walls, are found in Africa. In the caves of South Africa and Namibia, ancient rock art depicts humans, animals, and abstract symbols created thousands of years ago. The first recorded artwork? A small fragment of rock in South Africa with red lines etched into its surface. Scientists believe these lines weren't just random, they were part of a larger geometric figure, perhaps a symbol or a message. Imagine this. Around 73,000 years ago in Africa, our ancestors, those early humans, possessed a remarkable ability. They could transform plants into pigments, into paints, artistic tools to express their world. They had the brilliant idea to depict what they saw, to leave their mark on the walls of caves, to tell stories without words. And these artistic expressions? They're scattered across the continent, north to south, east to west. From the caves in the Sahara to the rock shelters of southern Africa, everywhere you look, you find traces of this ancient creativity. So, next time you hear someone say that art or innovation started elsewhere, think again. The roots of civilization, culture, and creativity are African roots. Imagine that. The earliest art in the world was created by Africans, long before the Europeans even thought about it. Our ancestors' creativity and spiritual expression are embedded in the very fabric of human history. There is no single African country, no cave or rock face that doesn't hold some form of prehistoric art, sometimes carved, sometimes painted, sometimes sculpted in relief. Every corner of Africa is a testament to the ingenuity of our ancestors, a silent but powerful reminder that Africa was, and still is, the cradle of human artistic expression. All these details about African prehistory reveal something profound, the importance of African people in shaping the story of humanity. Yet for centuries, this truth has been obscured. We've been told that the great discoveries, fire, tools, art, mathematics, exploration, were made elsewhere. But the reality? It's different. It's not just that the first humans were black Africans. It's that they discovered fire, crafted the earliest tools, drew the first pictures, explored every corner of the earth, and developed complex systems of understanding, all while others were still struggling against harsh environments. So what does all this tell us? It's simple but profound. The story of humanity is incomplete without Africa. Every discovery, every leap forward, fire, tools, art, science, originated here. Our ancestors were the original explorers, the original innovators. Yet, for too long, the dominant narrative has told us otherwise, about primitive ancestors, about less evolved peoples. But that narrative is false. It's a story rooted in racism and colonialism, designed to diminish our greatness and erase our contributions. It's time to reclaim our history, to tell the truth about who we are, where we come from, and what we've achieved. Because when we know our roots, we reclaim our power. When we understand that Africa is the birthplace of everything, art, science, innovation, we see ourselves in a new light. We are not just descendants of victims or survivors, we are the creators of civilization. Our ancestors built the foundation of human progress, and their spirit lives on in us today. Let's carry this knowledge forward. Let's honor the true story of our origins. Because understanding our past is the key to shaping our future. We are the original humans, born from Africa, creators of civilization, and bearers of an unbreakable legacy. Our story is one of brilliance, resilience, and infinite potential. It's time we tell it loudly, proudly, and truthfully. If this video resonated with you and helped you see our history in a new light, don't forget to hit the like button. Your support means the world. Share this with your friends and family. Let's spread the truth and celebrate our roots together. And if you want more stories like this, powerful, educational, and inspiring, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Together, let's reclaim our history and build pride in our identity. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.